Good morning, everyone. It is 7:45 in the morning on a Friday. Happy Friday. I just got back from the gym and it was hard. Oh my, it really challenged me. But anyway, today's vlog is going to be a full day of eating. I cannot wait to show you what I'm eating today. I'm really excited. I went and got some fresh fish at the markets yesterday, so I'm going to be having that. So it's almost going to be a pescatarian day, but not quite. I also had a weigh-in today, so I'm 4 weeks into my shred and I weighed in at 62 kilos. I'll do kind of a physique update with Ross in a couple of weeks' time. But anyway, I'm really excited. I'm totally on track, and tomorrow I'm going to be doing my waist and booty measurements as well as some 30-day progress photos. So let me know in the comments of this video if you want to see that. I don't know if you guys want to see physique updates, if you want to know more about what I'm eating. I've been eating the same amount of calories for the 4 weeks, so there's no point in decreasing my calories when I'm on track already. You should only decrease your calories as you need to, because the goal when shredding is, of course, to lose fat on calories as high as possible with the minimal amount of cardio. Okay, so my first meal of the day is going to be fish and chips. So this is my post-workout meal, so it's primarily carbs and protein, which is what I aim to have after the gym. Most people would usually have something like a breakfast food such as oats and protein powder, but I don't really mind what I eat in the morning, and I just really felt like having fish and chips first thing. So the fish I'm using is just over 200 grams of a white fish. Here in New Zealand we have teriyaki, so I've got that fresh from the fish markets yesterday. I'm going to put it in the tin with some lemon juice and a sprinkle of Himalayan rock salt. While that sits there, I'm going to dice up some potatoes. Potatoes are just a lower carb based potato brand that we have here in New Zealand. You could use any type of vegetable that you want. You could use carrots, you could use sweet potato, whatever you want to fit into your macros. I am going to dice them up, lightly spray them with some canola oil. I find it much easier to control the amount of oil I use when I use a spray can as opposed to just pouring oil on the chips. So I'm going to use the spray oil, and then I'm going to sprinkle some Cajun seasoning over the chips. I am absolutely loving Cajun seasoning and Himalayan rock salt for seasoning my foods during the shred. It's 0 calories and it tastes delicious. So I've turned the oven on at 200 degrees bake. I'm going to put the chips in, and then I'm going to put the fish in on the bottom shelf as well, just so it cooks a little bit slower than the chips. So the chips take a lot longer than the fish to cook. While that's in the oven, I decided I would have some peach passion fruit Vita Fresh. It's only 10 calories for a glass. I'm also going to mix up some chocolate mousse. I absolutely love the Weight Watchers chocolate mousse when shredding. It's only under 200 calories per serve. So I'm mixing that up with some coconut almond unsweetened milk. So I'm going to mix that up, put it in the fridge so that I can later have it for dessert. Once my fish is cooked, I'm going to take out the fish. I'm also going to take out the potato chips, spread them out on a plate, and serve them with some 50% less sugar ketchup. So this ketchup is one of my favorite sauces to have throughout the year, just because it is such a low calorie sauce and it just makes the meal so much better. For lunch, I've decided that I'm going to have one of my food company meals. The Food Company Co. is amazing. So they prepare all your meals for you. There's a whole lot of options on their website. You can use my code Anjuli10 to get a discount on orders all around New Zealand. I really like the beef and broccoli one, so I'm going to have that. All I need to do is just microwave it. So simple, so easy, and delicious. They also have the macros on the back of the pack, so you can track it on MyFitnessPal. Nice and simple. I tend to stick to the meals that are kind of like the low carb chicken stir fry or the beef and broccoli, very easy to track type meals that I would make at home myself. In the afternoon, I usually get like little cravings, so I try and curb my cravings off with something like Oxy Shred or a coffee. So I'll go for a cold brew coffee. I made this so easily today with some Harpoon cold brew concentrate. So all I did was get the stevia, I boiled it with a little bit of water just to kind of melt it down. Then I poured in my ice, put in some concentrate, and then topped it up with some water and 30 mils of vanilla almond milk. So this is a very low calorie way for me to curb my cravings and just kind of push me out until my next snack. I pretty much always order my protein bars, stevia and PB2 from iHerb. I will put my discount code here so that you can order. They ship worldwide, and honestly, I ordered it I think at the start of this week, and it arrived in a few days. So I'm very excited to have those treats for this weekend. I sat at my desk drinking this cold brew coffee, so good on a hot summer's day, and doing some squad emails and plans. Later on after that, I decided I was still a little bit peckish, so I went for some frozen strawberries. I am absolutely loving these Perry's berries. I had 250 grams of them. I defrosted them slightly in the microwave and then topped them with 20 mils of sugar-free maple syrup. This is a perfect dessert or an afternoon snack. For dinner, I decided to keep it nice and simple. I had some fish fillet, so I had another 210 grams of teriyaki, along with some pan-fried sliced green beans just from the freezer. So all I did for these is just pan-fry them with some canola oil sprayed on the pan, and then I topped them with Cajun seasoning and Himalayan rock salt. Absolutely loving that combination of seasonings. After dinner, I felt like having a sweet treat, so I ended up having an avalanche hot chocolate. All I do is mix the sachet up with water, so I'm sure there's plenty of sugar-free hot chocolates around the world wherever you are. There's so many different brands coming out these days. Avalanche is my favorite in New Zealand. For dessert, I wanted to just honestly sit and watch some Netflix with Ross and have this. So I had a Weight Watchers chocolate mousse. It's only 154 calories for the whole serving, and I used coconut and almond unsweetened milk as opposed to a skimmed dairy milk. I also topped that with some grated Whittaker's chocolate. A lot of you ask me about my supplement routine, and I don't think that I've actually shown the Be Pure ones in a vlog before. So I take the Gut Renew probiotic first thing in the morning after the gym, 30 minutes before I eat my first meal. And the idea of this is to actually help with nutrient absorption as well as digestion. Following on from that, I use Gut Assist, which also helps with digestion. And the reason why I care so much about these two supplements is because gut health is so important for overall health, but also on a fat loss journey. I don't believe that I would have got as lean as I did last year for my competitions without having my gut health on point. Following on from that, I take Adrenal Regenerator to help with my stress levels, so it's just helping my adrenal glands. I take the Gut Assist and the Adrenal Regenerator breakfast, lunch and dinner. And then the Be Pure one is a multivitamin. So that's just to help make sure that I'm getting in my micronutrients that I'm missing out from the foods that I'm eating. I take Be Pure 10, which is a CoQ10 to help with energy levels, especially when shredding. So that's usually 3 in the morning and 2 at night. I truly don't believe that you can get all the micronutrients you need from one pill. Be Pure 3 is an omega-3 fish oil. It's very high quality. And then zinc and magnesium are also two that I sometimes forget. Ideally, I would take zinc and magnesium before bed to help with relaxation and to help with muscle recovery and sleep. I also wanted to share some of my top shredding secrets when looking to lean down and kind of just show a little bit of my hard-earned muscle. So as you know, I am doing my Let's Get Lean series, which is 90 days of shredding. I'm currently 4 weeks in. As of the time that I'm filming this video, and a few stats for you, I am down just over 3 kilos. I've been very consistent despite going away to Sydney, and I just know how to shred fat, and I wanted to help as many of you as I can. So I'll show you the foods that I'm eating, but I'm also going to scatter throughout this video some of my top tips. So the number one thing I'm going to say is that it is not okay to slash your calories. I know that when a lot of people want to lose weight, usually it's because they have something coming up. So they might have a holiday, a wedding, a reunion, whatever the reason, they just want to lose the weight as fast as possible. So they think, right, I'm going to go to the gym twice a day, every day. I'm going to decrease my calories like crazy. So they'll cut their calories in half and they'll double their exercise, thinking that it will get results faster. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Most of the times I would say that it doesn't work long term, because what happens is you might try this, you might last for a week, you'll lose a bit of weight, you'll feel really good about that, but then straight away you fall off track and you go in the complete opposite direction. So when I say let's shred, I am suggesting that we do it in a sustainable way. We're going to slowly decrease the calories, we're going to focus on weight training, and we're going to work on losing the fat with consistent training and nutrition. your calories need to be calculated to you and your goals. So I'll tell you now that for the past 4 weeks, I've been on 1600 to 1700 calories. I've had a few higher days here and there with going away to Sydney, just with a few cheeky high days for date nights. But at the end of the day, I have pretty much averaged out to be 1600 to 1700 calories. Now, if someone was shorter than me, or they had less muscle than me, they did less activity than me, and they tried to stick to those calories, they might find that they actually gain weight. Whereas if someone was taller than me and they tried to stick to that, they'd find that they were dropping weight ridiculously fast. So it is so important that you make sure that, one, your calories are tailored to you and your goals, and also that you don't copy what anyone else is doing. Don't try and copy what I'm doing. I'm here to give you inspiration for your meals, but at the end of the day, you need to adjust the portion sizes to help you achieve your goals. Following on from that, I'm going to talk about consistency. So number 2, my top tip for shredding or building muscle, consistency is everything. And when I say consistency, I'm mainly meaning it with your nutrition. So don't let one meal off plan lead to 2 meals, to 3 meals, to a day, to a week, to a month. Before you know it, it's the end of the year and you haven't even achieved your goals because you just weren't consistent. So if you fall off track, get back on track straight away. It's okay, you know, if you want to go out and have a dinner and you didn't account for that in your calories, just make sure that your next meal is on point and you don't dwell on it, don't feel guilty about it, just move on and keep going. Because it's what you do every day that matters most, not what you do every once in a while. And that is one of my biggest tips. Consistency has been really hard for me on my journey, but I'm finally learning that, you know, consistency pays off. So make sure that you are sticking to your nutrition. We don't want to be in a caloric deficit forever, trying to strive to stay to lower calories. We want to try and drop the fat off as soon as we can in a sustainable way so that we can get those calories back up as soon as possible. So I've been very consistent despite traveling and things like that, which is why I am down in weight in just 30 days. Number 3, when it comes to leaning down, I am all about an if it fits your macros approach. This means we use MyFitnessPal to track our proteins, fats, carbs. I also pay attention to my fiber intake just to make sure that I'm taking care of my digestive health. So when I do if it fits your macros, this means that although my portions are controlled, I'm not restricted. So like you'll see today for dessert, I'm going to be having a Whittaker's chocolate bar. I'm going to be having some chocolate mousse. It's all within moderation. It's not like I'm eating a whole block of chocolate and a massive bowl of chocolate mousse. It's all tracked and accounted for. With if it fits your macros, I do believe that this is the most sustainable way for people to live their lifestyles and still achieve their fitness goals, because it means that you do get to eat the foods that you enjoy without feeling so restricted. It's just a matter of planning ahead and just being kind of prepared for what you want to eat in the day so that you can hit your macros spot on and not feel bad about the foods you're eating. Whereas if I was on like a 1-day meal plan and a coach just gave me breakfast, lunch and dinner, and then I felt like having a cookie, if I ate that one cookie in the past, it would lead to me eating the whole pack of cookies because I'd feel like I was off track. Whereas on if it fits your macros, I just think, you know what, I'm going to want a cookie today. I might lessen the amount of rice I'm having so I can fit the cookie in. Easy. No guilt, no worries, still on track, and I'm enjoying myself. So if you are new to the whole if it fits your macros world, I do recommend checking out my if it fits your macros vlog, which shows you how to use MyFitnessPal and how I do my meal prep with that as well. I think it's a really helpful vlog. Tip number 4, let's talk about daily habits. So when it comes to shredding, when it comes to building muscle, I am a sucker for having daily habits. My key habits include water intake, sleep, and of course nutrition, but also steps. So I'm aiming to hit 10,000 steps minimum during the shred. I've done that every day for about the past 18 months. When it comes to water, I have a minimum of 3 liters a day. I usually end up drinking about 4 liters of water a day. And then when it comes to sleep, I ideally like to get 8 hours a night. Some people like less, some people like more. Do what works for you. But I personally know that I prefer the upper towards like 8 hours as opposed to 7 hours of sleep. I make sure that I have a good nighttime routine, and the reason for this is that sleep or lack of sleep can really affect our hormones, and those hormones can then affect our hunger levels the next day. And when shredding, we honestly just want to make it as easy as possible. So make sure that you're staying hydrated, make sure that you're getting enough sleep, controlling those hormones, and just kind of making it as easy for yourself as you can. Number 5, what type of training is best for fat loss? So I think a lot of people feel like if they, go for a run, it's going to be the best for them to lose fat. But honestly, I personally, for myself and everyone on the Anjuli Fit Squad, we all focus on weight training. Whether you're looking to build muscle or lean down, weight training is the primary focus. And when I'm weight training, I'm not talking about, just lifting like light weights that I can easily do. I'm picking weights that challenge me. I really want to challenge myself in the gym. And when I'm looking to lean down, I want to make sure that I'm either maintaining strength or even gaining strength. And it's totally possible to gain strength. In a deficit, it's not as easy as if you were in a surplus eating more food, but it is possible. So even leading into competitions, I'm trying to get as strong as I can to maintain as much muscle as I can, so that when I do lose the fat, you can actually see my muscle, and I'm not getting what some people might call kind of skinny fat, where you do get kind of skinnier because your weight's going down, but you're also losing muscle, so you look softer. So for me personally, I do focus on weight training. I utilize a lot of compound lifts as well as accessory, and my favorite compound lifts are things like squats, hip thrusts, deadlifts, and maybe even a little bit of like chest, so such as a bench press. Also, when it comes to cardio, so I'm keeping in my 10,000 steps a day, and I use cardio as a tool towards the end of a shred. So I'll only really introduce cardio when needed to help me shred that last bit of fat, but primarily, again, it's just weight focused and nutrition. You will not achieve your fat loss goals without aligning your nutrition to your goals. And lastly, supplementation. So I think when people want to lose fat, the first thing they think of doing is trying detox teas, trying fat burners, and everything you see in the market. There's so many marketed products out there, and honestly, you don't need any of them. Supplementation is merely a supplement to your training and nutrition. If you have the money to, if you want to, you can definitely get supplements, but you don't need to. So I'm going to start with the number one supplement that I use year round, and that is creatine monohydrate. I use this whether I'm shredding or whether I'm building to help with endurance, as well as stamina, as well as maintaining and building lean muscle throughout the year. So creatine is the one kind of go-to supplement. It's very cheap. I use it year round. And then there's other supplements that you can use to help make a shred easier, but again, it's not necessary. So things like caffeine. Caffeine can help suppress your appetite. You could have a long black coffee, you could have a cold brew. As you'll see, I like to use cold brew in the afternoons just to help me kind of beat that 2 p.m. cravings situation. So I have a cold brew around then, or maybe I'll even have an OxyShred. I also like to use OxyShred first thing in the morning on an empty stomach when I go to the gym, and that's purely for the energy side of things. Really helps to kick my energy levels up when I'm waking up at 4:45 in the morning. So for me personally, I do like using a pre-workout or a fat burner just because of the caffeine content. Other supplements I might use are things like branched chain amino acids, BCAAs. I find that these taste really good. You can make ice blocks with them. They're kind of a nice little drink to have while I'm training in the gym. And also they're kind of good to sip on throughout the day if I get cravings, because you can find that they're quite sweet, but they're only 10 calories. But in saying that, you could also just have something like a Sprite Zero or a 0 calorie type fizzy drink throughout the day to help you tie yourself through to your next meal. It really depends on what kind of things you want to be putting into your body throughout the day. And other supplements I might use are protein powder, but I pretty much, as you can see today, I'm getting all my protein from the foods that I'm eating. I don't need any protein powders. However, sometimes it's nice to make a protein mousse, protein pancakes, or maybe even just a smoothie if I'm craving something a little bit refreshing during the summer season. So supplements, again, not necessary, but if you want to get them, you totally can. I know that for the Anjuli Fit Squad, I love giving smoothies to people because they taste good, it's enjoyable, and they're just easy to have on the go as well. So I would probably say that that's like an easy supplement that you can get. It's not too expensive. Just pick a brand that is kind of ranging below 2 grams of carbs and fats per serve, and about maybe 20 to 25 grams of protein per serve, under 120 calories a serve. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions at all, feel free to ask in the comments below. This was a lot of tips, but these are just some of my many tips that I use when looking to shred down. I hope that they help you. If you want me to do another video like this, I definitely can. Please just give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I can definitely make more videos like this. I just want to help as many of you as I can. And if you do have any questions, you can send me a direct message on Instagram if you don't want to drop a comment. I hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog. I hope you liked seeing what foods I ate. As always, nutrition needs to be customized to you and your goals. So don't go ahead and copy what anyone else is eating online and try and, you know, stick to their exact macros thinking that you're going to get the results that you want. It needs to be customized to you and your goals. However, you can use videos like this, my posts on Instagram, to get inspiration for your next meals. All you need to do is just adjust the portion sizes to fit your daily caloric needs. So if you did enjoy this video, as always, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and smile.